Is this thing even on? I don't even know anymore. It's been way too long. But, hello everyone. Welcome back, and if you're new here, welcome. But I don't know why you wouldn't be new here. I made like 2 Wild Horse Sounds videos, and mostly Star Stable content back when this channel was actually posting. A lot has happened in the past 2 years, and I thought, I want to come back and make content because I like making content. Frankly, I haven't had the time to. And that was my cat jumping down from the window. But hi, Winston. That's my 6-year-old cat, Winston. But I figured we could record some hunting for the throwback event in Wild Horse Islands to see if we can catch anything cool. I have caught some really cool things for the throwback event. I've caught a V1 Val Frisian. I caught a Skelly. Not this one. This one's from the original event back in 2022. But I did catch a Skelly myself, which is really nice. And I've been wanting another one. I'm really hoping I can catch a Spring Arabian. It is literally my dream horse. And the fact that they, added all 105 event horses back into the game is absurd. And the fact they could get my dream horse, without paying an arm and a leg for it is just even crazier. So that's what I've been mainly hunting for. I've been hunting like a crazy person trying to get the Spring Arabian. And I really hope I can catch one. If I type in throwback, I can show you all that I've caught. So this is Cheesecake. This is a Skelly I've caught. And then I caught an Easter egg thoroughbred, my V1 Valkyrie named Cordelia. I bought this Arabian. And I've caught a bunch of other really cool event horses. We've caught some of the Clover White Appaloozas, which I've had one from the original event, that I traded for back in March, but I caught a couple. I have a Lavender Storms thoroughbred I caught, which I have a couple of those as well. The Snowflake Clyde, which I'm happy to have one of these back in my inventory. I've caught a couple Golden Rainbow Fjords, which I'm super happy to catch. Some latte, pumpkin spice latte fjords, which I'm really happy to catch those too, because those were the first event I was in the game for, and I didn't know what event horses really were. So I traded and sold pretty much all of mine but one, and I love this little coat. It's so cute, so I'm glad to have more of them. Obviously the V1 Frisians and whatnot, the paint horses, the Appaloozas, don't mind the cars, the Clydesdales. The unreleased event codes are so pretty and cool, and I'm so glad that they added them because they're so cute. This Arabian is to die for. I love Arabians. I actually collect Arabians, and that's another reason why I want a Springy, because it's the only event Arabian I do not have. We caught the Equinox Arabian. Sorry. And then I've caught something that's actually super special. So Wild Horse Islands has released horns into the game, and a lot of these event codes weren't around when horns came out, and I caught a Rosy Thoroughbred with a horn, which the Rosy Thoroughbreds were out before horns even existed, so there was never an opportunity to catch one with a horn before. And I caught this girl, and I absolutely adore her, and I cannot believe I caught her still. I had an event horse boost going on, and literally my boost ended, and this was the spawn right after my boost ended, was this Rosy Thoroughbred, which I found was absolutely crazy. yeah, I also have so many IUHs since the last time I posted. I have how many now? I have 265 IUHs. That is absolutely crazy to me. And I never thought I would have that many IUHs. Most of them are self-caught. I did trade and buy a couple, so we're gonna continue hunting here before I get sidetracked again, but I thought I would do a little haul of what I've already caught so far. That way, like, you know, it's a base starting point. And I kind of want to go until I find an event horse at least. You know, maybe this will probably definitely be like a multi-part video. I do want to get back into posting. You know, now that I have this space too, and I'm way happier and just honestly more emotionally okay now. And yeah, get back into doing what I love, which is making content and, you know, playing the horsey games that I love, you know. So I really hope that, you know, I can make people happy, whether or not. Oh, okay, you guys, I'm back. Sorry about that. I needed to sell some horses. We got some inventory slots. Now, I'm definitely gonna have to do more later. But I definitely know the spawns on Mountain are definitely gonna respawn, which is okay. We are definitely gonna come back here because we're definitely not gonna find an event horse that quick, I'm pretty sure. But even if we do, I will still continue because I like hunting, honestly. I am it's pretty much all I do in this game is hunt horses. I love catching like all the unique attributes. I love catching event horses. They're beautiful. All the coats. The devs do an incredible job on this game. And you can really tell all the love they put into this game and the effort. And it's just makes my heart happy to see a game that is so well loved. If I'm being honest, you know, a lot of developers, you know, once their game like takes off, or if their game is successful, they're immediately working on the next one, and it's like then they abandon their old game, and then their old game rots, and like sometimes the game's code doesn't hold up to what, like, you know, is what it used to be, and the game breaks, or sometimes it's even game breaking bugs, and the devs will not go back and fix it, and it just makes me so sad. You know, it's happened to some of my favorite games before. You know, I am a huge I am a huge cozy game player, and I do love the My Time series. That was really loud. I do love the My Time series, and I do play My Time at Certain Rock a lot. I've probably have 5+ saves in that game in particular, and every time I play it, I see just more and more bugs, and it kind of breaks my heart every time I play that game because I love it so much. And they're working on Evershine, and I cannot wait for Evershine. But like, it just makes my heart a little sad that, you know, they just gave up on Sandrock. They forgot about it. Honestly, Sandrock could have been way more than it was, and Sandrock was already a massive game. It just had so much more potential. Enough rambling about other games though. We're playing Wild Horse Islands. You know, if there is certain games you do want to see on this channel, you can let me know. this is a horse-based channel, and I kind of wanted to keep it like that, but honestly, I wouldn't, mind branching out to other games. I feel like Wild Horse Islands will be a pretty main base for this channel. I feel like that's going to be what's mostly played here, but I also believe that branching out to more than one game is also good, to get a more well-rounded audience, if that's what you want, which I don't really know what I want. I just want to have fun in what I'm doing. When I was posting Star Stable content, I felt like I was trapped in a bubble, and I felt like I couldn't branch out to anything else. It was Star Stable and Rival Stars that I played, and I loved both games. It just, I don't know. I got burnt out really quickly. I was trying to do a lot at once, and then I kind of just left it. And, I thought about posting several times, and I just couldn't get myself to do it. And that's definitely a struggle that a lot of starting out creators, and I'm not going to do that again. I'm not going to burn myself out. I'm going to make myself, comfortable. I'm not going to pressure myself into doing anything I don't want to do. And the best part about this is I have fun doing it. I have fun just sitting and talking, to myself. And maybe people will find it entertaining. Maybe people won't. And you know what? That's okay too. But I find it good to be comfortable in your own company and not need other people. And once I get responses and there's people that are talking to me in the comments, and maybe we can do a Q&A. I've done that before, but let's be honest, it was just questions I made up. Nobody asked me those questions. And maybe I'll eventually live stream, and it would be a live chat, and I could talk to that live chat and strike up conversations. And I love getting to know people and just my main goal with Wild Horse Islands is just to make content to help people. That's why I made a video with all the map locations on the throwback islands, which we're doing right now. What was it? Almost 2 years ago, I made that video of finding all the crypt keys and lost souls. Maybe I can help give people motivation to IUH hunt. Oh, I think we see an event. I would assume that is a Clownfish Mustang. And it is. That's actually an event I need, though. That's really good. Because that's an event I need. There's very few events that I actually need. And this is one of them. I know people don't like this event coat, but I actually do. And you shall be named Nemo, sir. So that was really exciting. We caught ourselves a Clownfish Mustang. Yay. I started playing this event in late September of 2020, or not this event, wow. Wild Horse Islands in late September 2023, and I don't even have some of the 2023 event codes. I don't have the Fiend version. anymore. I used to, but because I was so new at the game, I did trade it away. So I hope they can catch one of those as well. My goal is to eventually have all of the event coats, but that is gonna be pretty difficult because I also need like the Clover Clyde, the like first Valentine's event horses, except for the V1 Val. I did catch that. I need the paint horse in the Appaloosa, and then for spring, for St. Patrick's Day, I need the Clover Clyde. For spring, I need the Spring Arabian. For summer, I need the title. Halloween, I have all of them. Winter, I believe I have all of them from 2022. So only a couple of 2022 event horses left, which is really good. But if you've made it this far for whatever reason, comment down below, seeing what everyone else needs to finish their collections. And I love collecting items in games, and I feel like that's one of the main reasons I love Volatile Silence so much, because there's so much to collect. There's the horns, there's the special item unique coats, there's the special item unique horns, there's the island unique hairs, there's the event coats. There's just so much to do that, yes, I am a hunter and I do mainly hunt for horses. I do not trade. That's just not something I like to do personally, for several different reasons. So a lot of the times I try to buy the things I want and need, or I get it myself, especially if things are just priced too high for what I would personally pay for them. And values, I feel like values are a touchy subject in the community, and I don't even know what anything is valued at anymore. I got Willow 2 years ago, and that's when Skellies were like 1 to 2 million, and who knows what they're worth now. Probably a lot more than that, I can imagine. But also with this throwback event, I don't know what anything would be valued at anymore, and I don't even know how you would gauge that or even go about that. So I'm just going to let other people handle that, and I hope I can just catch what I need and run away. Duck and cover is what I would call that, because honestly, and it's not okay, the community is interesting when it comes to values. I find that a lot of people will sell something for the price they wouldn't pay for it. Like for me, like, I don't know what I would even use as like an example, but like if I priced something at $1 million, but I wouldn't pay $1 million for the item I'm selling, I wouldn't sell it for $1 million. I would sell it for whatever I would personally pay for it. And a lot of people want more than what they have, and they always want better than what they have with giving what they have, if that makes sense. People always want better. That's just not really how that works. I don't really know what else to say on that, so let's move on to another topic. I'm very rusty at this. I do apologize. It has been 2 years since I've spoken to a microphone and like uploaded a video with my voice in it. Because when I did the souls and the crypt key locations, I didn't even have my voice in that either. It was just music in the background, and the latest video I posted was just music in the background. I didn't have my voice in it. So I'm just getting used to it all again. And it does feel good to be back. And on way healthier terms as well. You know, I'm not going to push myself to post if I don't want to. And this is just for fun for me. I do want to post like Ranch of Rivershine content. I don't think I'll post Star Stable content ever again. And Star Stable had a very special place and time in my heart. It really did. That game was everything to me for so long. And honestly, I pop on the Star Stable maybe 5 times a year and buy a new horse, tack up that new horse, and log out. I log in, well no, I think it would be more than 5 times a year. I log in like every event to see what it's about, and then I realize it's the same recycled stuff, or they've nerfed the events and they've made it worse somehow, and I just get discouraged and disappointed. It wasn't what I once remembered, it wasn't what it once was, and I just log out. And it's sad because it's one of my childhood games, but I don't have interest in that kind of game anymore that, you know, just uses the same recycled content and expects you to still pay. I don't know. Even though I am a lifetime Star Rider, and I actually have 2 accounts that are both lifetime Star Rider, I don't know. I just couldn't see myself going back to Star Stable full time. And I've done Rival Stars content before, and I wouldn't mind doing Rival Stars content again. There's been so much new content to Rival Stars since, 2 years ago. And I have played it since then. I've played it a lot, actually, and all the new breeds and everything. I love where it went. And then back in December, they announced that they were going to take a break from updating the game, and that was really sad to hear. As a desktop player, I do not play on mobile, so that was kind of hard, honestly, but I can't wait for whenever they do decide to come back, if they decide to come back. I think they would, but I guess time will have to tell. I realize this is a Wild Horse Islands video, and I'm not really talking a lot about Wild Horse Islands. I guess it's just like a catch-up video. It's been 2 years since, everything. And, like, I don't know. It's just bittersweet to be back. Oh, Red Dead content too. I forgot I posted Red Dead content. It was 2 videos. It was 2 trail rides. And honestly, I need to get a better graphics card before I would do more Red Dead Redemption content. I'm so sorry. It is so noisy outside. I don't know if you guys can hear that, but it's really loud in here. But yeah, I would definitely need a better graphics card for Red Dead. At least for like recording it. It takes a lot out of your computer to play that game, let alone record it. So yeah, that will definitely have to wait, I would say. But we could play Wild Horse Islands in the meantime, and Rival Stars, and Rancher Rivershine, and what else? I've been playing a lot of Fields of Mystria. I've been loving that game. I got that game when it was still in early access, and it's now fully released, and it's such a great game. I wouldn't mind playing some of that as well. You know, we can just turn to cozy games. I do not mind. But yeah, honestly, Wild Horse Islands is one of my comfort games. I love this game, and each update makes it better. You know, I love the horned horses. I love the naturally dyed horses. I actually need to tack up more of them. I love the event horses. IUHs as well. They're amazing. And it gives me something to complete. It gives me a task to do in the game that is never ending. A lot of games, you know, you finish the main story quest, you finish the side quest, and then you got nothing to do except for restart. And that's good and fine and dandy and all, but like, what if I just want to continue thing and it be like, I don't have to stop if I don't want to. And that's one thing I really like about Wild Horse Islands, is that the objective never ends. You know, you can train, you can breed, you can roleplay if that you're into, you know, that kind of thing. You know, you can go catch horses, you can tack up horses, you know, it's just pick and choose what you want to do, and you don't have to do it all if you don't want to. And that's what I like, is I'm not forced to do anything in this game. If I just wanted to sit on this game and tack up my horses and, you know, never catch a single wild horse, I don't really got it. And there's nothing I really get from trading, like, that's exclusive to trading. So, you know, you don't got to. And that's what's good about the events being in the game now, is you don't gotta trade. I mean, people rarely sell the older event horses that I find, and if they do, they want an absurd amount of tokens for them, which, you know, some of them I do understand, and some of them are just absolutely absurd. And the ultimate challenge I have in this game that is like my goal is to catch an event IUH. I still haven't caught an event IUH. I've been trying, I promise. But, you know, they're super rare to catch in the first place. And I hunt, like, a lot. No less than, like, 4 hours a day. For the most part, during events. When it's non-event season, I definitely slow down quite a lot. But I do love just hunting and looking for pretty horses, you know, even if it's nothing like crazy, you know, like a high tier IUH or, you know, an event horse. It could be a low tier IUH and you could still sit there and appreciate how pretty it is. You know, it may not be the most crazy thing, but as long as you like it, it doesn't really matter what other people, you know, would price it as. It's your horse. And that's not like saying you know, sell a low tier for 15 million or something crazy like that. That just means, like, if you love it, it's priceless for you. It doesn't have a price. Like, Willow, for example, yes, Skeleton Arabians do have whatever amount of tokens they go for, but I would personally never sell Willow for that price because she's, like, priceless to me. You can't name a price and I would sell her, you know? Oh my goodness. That was really loud. You know. Everybody has their own different things they love. Some people love breeding uniques. Some people love mismatches. Some people just love the common coat horses. Some people love cross coats. It doesn't even have to be anything absurdly rare. You know, you can still love what you love and enjoy it. You're not forced to like anything in this game. You can get rid of whatever you don't like, you know, and you can just pretty much do your own thing, which I really enjoy. This will probably be the last island I do because honestly, I don't know what else to talk about. Which is kind of funny because I feel like I've been rambling this entire time. And you know, it's not a bad thing, but I feel like it wouldn't be interesting, you know, to the average person. Maybe it would be, but honestly, I would sit there and listen to somebody ramble, you know? And like, if someone needed to listen, I would be there, you know, listening to them. And that's not like saying I need somebody to listen to me, but like, I don't know. Maybe someone can relate, you know, and feel less alone and feel like, you know, like they're not the only one that feels a certain way. And you know, maybe they'll bring happiness to them, it would bring joy to them, it would make them smile, it would make their day better. And that's all I want. I just want to put a smile on people's faces, you know, and just bring joy to people and to the loved ones around me and to everybody. You know, we all need a good smile. And a smile goes a very long way. It really does. And it makes people happy, which in return makes me very happy. Because I personally love when people are happy. I love seeing people happy, and that in return makes me happy. So, there will probably be a lot of this that is cut out because I'm up to 37 minutes of recording. And, needless to say, there's been a lot of rambling. There's been a lot of silence, believe it or not, between all these clips. And I don't really know what I'm gonna do about this whole thing. I do gotta make an intro. My old intro was a Star Stable intro, and honestly, I loved that intro. So I would love to take inspiration. Obviously, you guys will already know what it is because it will be on this video. But I don't. And that's the fun part. So, that is always fun. But that'll be all that will be for this video. I hope y'all enjoyed this video. And I'll see you in the next one. Goodbye.